Good afternoon and good evening, Alpha Traders. Coming to you live in the Crypto Caravan, cruising around in clown world. That's right, this episode is brought to you by Virgil's Root Beer that I bought at Trader Joe's. Boom, boom. It's not a real beer. Bilbo's a lightweight. One beer, get him drunk. He definitely will start talking about NFTs instead of the market, so got to keep him focused. And what we're looking at right here, the probability chart. We've got current candle, Laplace and normal distribution probability levels to the top side and the downside, and we've got two projections going that I've been running for quite some time. I want to show this projection, then I'm going to flip it up to this candle where we started this down move and show you kind of what happened and see where we're at in that. But as you can see from the 41K low here, Bitcoin was going sideways, a little down here, tested the bottom side of this 68.3 Laplace distribution range projection. Finally broke it, right? A couple weeks ago, we broke to the downside. That's what I did not want to see happen, right? We had some continuation, right, to the downside. Literally did a 1SD move, normal distribution to the downside, pulled back up. And if you remember me talking, I said it would be good for Bitcoin to close at the 68.3 Laplace distribution range to the top side. Did it? Yes, it did. Very good for continuation this week. We had this little bit of pullback early in the day, and now we're having a little bit of an up move. Obviously, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to understand that the markets are correlated right now. Bitcoin is correlated with NASDAQ and SPY of traditional markets. So they're pumping, therefore Bitcoin's pumping. And as long as they stay correlated, you're going to continue to see that. Now, is what everybody in cryptocurrency really wants to see happen is cryptocurrency decouple from those traditional markets, become their own thing. But is what they don't realize, the more adoption that happens from institutional investors, the more it's going to correlate with those traditional markets. In my opinion, everybody's like, crypto's going to take over the world. No. I think it's going to continue. They're going to work side by side, just like they have from the beginning. Cryptocurrency has its thing going, and so do the traditional markets. Nothing's going to change that, right? What is going to happen is all these corporations, all these institutions, they're going to start adopting blockchain. Right? That's what people need to realize. Blockchain is a technology, right? And they're going to start adopting that. It's a no-brainer. A lot of them already have been. So good times ahead. But we want to actually see that correlation, in my opinion, for the growth of Bitcoin and the entire cryptocurrency market as a whole. It's good for it, right? In the beginning, you're like, oh, well, this is screw the big banks, screw the government. Look, guys, we're in the fucking matrix. That's never happening. Everybody would like to see that kind of thing happening, but nah. Until the fiat money gets totally crushed and cryptocurrency takes over, yeah, that's never going to happen. But you see all these big banks and stuff, all the central banks, what are they doing? They're making their own stable coins, right? They're making their own stable coins. In my opinion, Bitcoin is always going to be there. Bitcoin's always going to be the top dog. Bitcoin is the sound money, and it is a store of value, in my opinion, right? Just like gold, right? When people really start to figure this out and we start to get an influx from people taking some of their gold holdings, turning it into Bitcoin, right, as a store of value. That's why people are in gold. And people still think gold is sound money. I don't know how they don't understand. It's very manipulated. So is silver. All the metals are manipulated. Big time. Can't manipulate Bitcoin. There is a supply cap, right? People want to cry that the whales are manipulating Bitcoin, doing this, that, or the other. It's all foolishness, right? This is the main reason why we trade low time frame volatility when we are actively trading. I'm on a little bit of a break right now. Thank God. I'm in a moving process. It's very relaxing not trading every day, I'll tell you that right now. Plus, I've been drawn into the magical land of magical internet JPEGs. So, once you get a taste of the magical internet JPEGs, there's no turning back. Once I get to my compound, I'm going to set up my war room. I will be trading again. But it's not like I'm not looking at the charts and I don't understand the indicators we're looking at. And is what we want to see right now is we want to see Bitcoin break back into this 68.3 Laplace distribution range projection from the 41K low. That's what we're looking for, right? What's up there right above it? First standard deviation, normal distribution, $41,500. Second standard deviation, $45,252, while the 95.4 Laplace distribution range is about another $300 above that at 45,548. You can see that pink and blue dot right on top of each other. That is a magnet for price action. If Bitcoin wants to make a run this week, I could see 45K in the cards. We haven't seen that 10, 12, $15,000 day yet. It's coming. The volatility on high time frames is low. When that expands, you're going to see a massive move in Bitcoin. It's definitely going to happen at some point. But that's why you need to understand how to create a workflow for yourself where you can drop down from those higher time frames. I'm talking all the way down to low time frames, even to a 5-minute. It'll give you a picture of what's going on. And I'm going to do that when I get to my main trading chart in a minute. And that usually gives me an idea of where my bias is at. Did Bitcoin find its bottom down there at 33K? Quite possibly could have. And on a monthly, and we're about to get this new monthly candle. And before I end this stream, I'm going to look. We're going to see again where this new monthly price action volatility range is going to be coming at. We already know where the weekly is. We want the monthly to come in below it. But that being said, that monthly range will be tested. Be careful right here. Be real careful right here. After I switch this projection up to where we had this down move right here, we're going to go over onto the Alpha Trading Volatility Range Estimator. We're going to see where the weekly price action volatility range is, which already got tested. And we're going to see where that monthly, approximately where it's going to be coming in at, because Bitcoin will pull back and test that area. So what's the moral of the story? Take your freaking profit. Take your profit. I already looked at the VRE earlier, and we hit some significant standard deviation levels of normal distribution already today, where profit should have been taken. Let me get my measurement tool here. Let's move this PB1, these 3 PB1s set to different percentage ranges. Let's see here. What is that? 12 bars. Okay. Where are you? Dun, 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 dun. Gonna be a tough guy. Oh, there we go. Okay, look where we're at right now. Okay, here's a down move, right? The bottom side of the 95.4 Laplace distribution range projection was holding this price action up. Then at the same time, we broke to the downside of the bottom of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range from the 41K low. We were also breaking the 95.4. Now, we're at it right now. Usually you're going to get a rejection from there first time. Just like when we ended last week, look at the wick. Went right to the bottom side of it, probably within about a couple $100. Got pretty damn close, pulled back. Then immediately we rejected, right, earlier today. Now it's right back up at there right now. So this will be pretty important to see. Because not only do we want to break back up above this first standard deviation normal distribution on this weekly candle, which is back inside that 68.3% Laplace distribution range from the projection from the 41K low, it's also going to get us back up inside this 95.4. You need to understand, this is all about percentages. So on this projection right here, there's a 95.4% chance Bitcoin breaks back up inside here. That's what these percentages are all about. That's all we care about is probabilities as alpha traders, right? Everybody else is just winging it, right? Well, I think this is what's going to happen. Well, my MACD told me this, and RSI is oversold, and blah, 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 all this crazy bullshit. Do you think the high frequency trading firms are sitting around looking at exponential and simple moving averages and looking at freaking RSI and stochastics? They could give a shit less. They're pushing that crap on retail traders while they program their algorithms with the distribution, right? With statistics, probabilities and statistics, volatility. That's all they care about, right? That's all they care about. So let's see here. Let's go over onto the VRE before I go too far off on my little rant. Yep, exactly what I thought. So when we here's where we had this little pullback, right? As soon as we opened up the new day. Now, also, as an alpha trader, we know when you get a tight price action daily volatility range like this, guys, it was literally for $37 range. Okay, $37 price action volatility range. As an alpha trader, we know that's telling us price action's going to trend. It immediately trended down to the downside, went sideways through most of the evening, right around pre-market of traditional markets opening up, pumped right to where? The first standard deviation normal distribution. That's this blue cross line. When everybody's like, oh boy, I sure wish I knew where Bitcoin was going. First standard deviation normal distribution. Rejection, rejection, rejection. Now we're hanging out right above this red line. That is the daily price action volatility range first resistance area. Okay. This isn't a resistance line built on not on traditional support and resistance using data sets. We could give a shit about those data sets. They break all the time. People using that stuff, they're dying to get wrecked. They don't understand volatility at all. Period. Boop, the end. It's crazy, man. You're trading the most volatile market in the world and you don't understand volatility. How is that? How does that not ring a bell? It blows my mind. Blows my mind that people don't put this together. Be like, maybe I should learn about volatility. But YouTube Jimmy doesn't talk about volatility. And the one YouTube Jimmy that does talk about volatility a little bit doesn't understand that when you correlate volatility to price action, it's directional. But these people will tell you volatility is not directional. Well, no, not by itself, it's not. Volatility expands, volatility contracts. But when you correlate it, whether it's positively correlated or negatively correlated to price action, it will give you direction 100% of the time. I don't even waste my time anymore showing it. If you want to find out, link to our Discord's in the description. Come on in, check us out. We'll show you. We'll show you. All right, let's see here. So we get the rejection off the first standard deviation normal distribution. Considering this is the last day of the month, let me tell you something right now. If you're in a long, take your fucking profit now because this thing's going to come down. Okay? Mark my words. Could it go up a little first? Sure, it could. Are you that greedy? Because this thing could dump too. What usually happens at the end of the day? Usually Bitcoin's data set finds its way to the new daily price action volatility range. So it's a lot easier to adjust, right? For these algos to adjust to it. The same thing happens at the end of the month. So that being said, let me turn off everything here. Whoops, don't erase it. Don't get silly, boy. Let's turn all these lovely little dots and lines off. We're on a weekly. Let's go to a 4-hour. Scale this baby correctly. Here we go. Look at that beauty. Now, let me get the vertical. That's right. Little vertical. And, woo, there we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, looky there. I left my vertical behind. Silly me. There we go. Okay, there's the start of the month. Here's the end of the month, right? Literally. We're about done. About done, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's see here. Actually, since it ends at 1600, this is the last 4 hour candle of January 2022. That's right, I said 2022. Where the hell did 2021 go? Oh, we're in a time warp. We're in a freaking scamdemic time warp. Everybody get your masks on. Woo! Shit. God, I'm in the twilight zone. So, this is what you do when you're looking for price action volatility ranges, right? First, you need to understand in the month of January, where was the volatility at, right? You can see a lot of the volatility was two big moves to the downside, right? We had this nice little pump back up here coming into the end of the month, but it's nothing like this volatility to the downside. So that immediately is going to drop this monthly price action volatility range down a little bit. Now what am I looking for? I'm looking for wick rejections. I'm not looking for candle closes. I'm looking for wicks. I'm looking, you see this? People would call this the, okay, well, hey guys, we're consolidating again. Oh, I won't go on that rant. But anyway, you see all this sideways action, right? We got a little bit of an upside here, but this is pretty much all this just sideways. Sideways price action. My opinion. Woo! Rolling hills of distribution. What's happening there? Well, you get this dump off, right? And then instead of dumping all their bags, they set limit sells, and all the retail traders just buy right into their limit sells, right? They buy right into their limit sells, dump. They buy right into their limit sells, dump. They buy right into their limit sells, dump. Buy, dump, buy, dump, buy, dump. See how this works? It's called distribution. Then we get this second dump, right? Same thing. They buy into the limit sells, dump. Buy into the limit sells, dump. This is still distribution right here. Bitcoin's got work to do. But as long as an alpha trader, we know, look, this price action's going to test the monthly range. We're very close to the bottom side of this price action volatility range, okay? Here's what I'm looking at. Let me get a horizontal. So I'm looking at what wick over here really stands out to you. This one, right? This wick right here. So the first thing I'm going to probably do is I'm going to throw the top side of the monthly right about there, right? Now, remember, I'm not using data sets. These clowns out here, they're trying to say, well, is this data set low? Do these candle closes? Wait, they're not matching up with here. No, that's not support or resistance. Wait a minute. No, none of these match up. What the fuck's going on? YouTube Jimmy said that's how I do my support and resistances. Oh boy. Bilbo ranting again. Now I'm looking at some wicks during this phase of price action, right? I'm seeing a lot right around. I'll tell you what, right now, we're going to see a nice little tight monthly range. Probably a couple $1,000. Maybe if that, or I'll take that back. Probably about $1,200, $1,300, because this is what I'm looking at right now. Yeah, I got a little Grateful Dead going in the background. Let's see here. Okay. This is kind of what I'm looking at where the new monthly price action volatility range is going to be at. Okay, now, did everybody just see how I did that? This is how I work. This is how I work. This is the last day of the month. If I would have been actively trading this whole week, I would be eyeballing that. I've been busy with my movement shit though, so I haven't been paying too much attention to the charts. But I would have already done this. You see, I mean, it didn't take that much time. And you can bet, screenshot this. I guarantee you this monthly price action volatility range is going to be right in that area. That could actually be the top, bottom, center, right there. So now that being said, 39,287 is the center. Okay, so is what's going to end up happening here the monthly. Now, remember, I was talking, I wanted this new weekly to be above the new monthly. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'll tell you what, the only way that could happen is if Bitcoin were to close up by this wick. We're talking Bitcoin needs to pump about $1,400 in the next what, hour and a half, and that would probably pull the week or pull the wait a minute here. I don't want to mislead anybody. Let me take another look at this again. Yeah, and I'm going the wrong way anyway. To get that monthly down, I don't know what the hell I was even talking about right there. Is what you would want here is you would want Bitcoin to dump. If Bitcoin were to dump down to about 36.5, I mean, we're talking a couple $1,000s. I seriously doubt that's going to happen, especially Bitcoin's looking like it's wanting to pump. Why? Because the center of the new monthly. So this is what could happen. I don't think there's any way this monthly is going to open up below where the weekly price action volatility range is. So as what could happen, Bitcoin could come up here, test this monthly range here in about an hour and a half. If it doesn't close inside of it already, then come down and maybe bounce off the weekly. But that being said, and I cover all my bases, here's the top side of the weekly, center, bottom. The weekly's already been tested. If the bulls mean business right here, the only thing you got to worry about getting tested is going to be where the new daily price action volatility range is going to be at. And as of right now, it's probably going to be right around the top side. At least the top of it's going to be right around the 68.3 at 38.2. So it's not going to, it might not pull back too far. So it could bounce off or open up in the monthly price action volatility range, come back down, test the new daily. It's all going to depend when we get back into that monthly, right? If the bulls mean business. And if they can get to the top side of that monthly price action volatility range and start closing some 4-hour candles, preferably the next couple daily candles, this thing could launch and we could start to work our way back up to, let's reload this real quick. Let's see. Where's the mean? Yeah, 44. 44, 175. 44, 2. Let's see where we got the 3SD on the weekly. 46, 3. No. Let's just say 42, 630. Maybe the R2. R2D2. Which is a little bit above the 1SD on this weekly candle. Put it this way, I would love to see Bitcoin close up here around the first standard deviation by the close of this week. That's very attainable. Very attainable indeed. And that will start looking like a bottom for Bitcoin. But obviously, it's all going to depend on what happens in the traditional markets. And all that being said, let's Scooby-Doo actually go over here real quick. 4-hour alpha trading ultimate power mean. What is this little pink line up here? That is the 99 length power mean. Okay, here's what you want to see though. This is good for Bitcoin. Why? This white dotted line, reverse wave trend. Red dotted line, reverse Fisher. The reverse wave trend has crossed back up the reverse Fisher. This is good. This right here, 38,789. Once Bitcoin gets this new daily, and if we do bounce to the top side, right, off that daily price action volatility range, this 99 length power mean is a bear. We're going to have to break up above that. And if we do, could be good for Bitcoin. Could be good, especially these 4-hour, on the 4-hour chart, we are back up above their wave trend and Fisher. That is powerful. That's the first thing you want to see. Then we go to the 12-hour. Excuse me. All right. We're getting ready to tangle with the 33 length. Almost got there already. That pink line right there, that's the 33 length power mean. There's the reverse wave trend on the 12-hour. Reverse Fisher's way up here. So that reverse wave trend, almost 40K, right? Almost 40K. It actually is $40,018.87 right now on this 12-hour candle anyway. And you can see it's starting to plane out a little bit. We'll see what happens. We got to keep this pump going. I like the look of this price action, to be honest, though. It looks pretty damn good. Where are we at on the daily? Daily even looks better. I mean, look at all these bullwicks, man. Yeah, we just got stifled by the I think that's the six length variance log moving average. Right there is where that wick to. Right there, baby. We got by the 9. Pull this down a little bit. Here's the 33 length power mean. Reverse wave trends at 43,525 on the daily. The 99 length variance log or power mean, sorry, 51,900. The reverse wave trends 54,644. And that is on a daily chart. Scale, let's take a peek. Now let's go to this chart over here. I want to see what's happening. See if that seller exhaustion being told by our APP. I'm on a 4-hour here. Let's take a peek. Yeah, there we go. On that 4-hour, we just variance log moving average 54 length. Kind of rejected off of it. Got by in the 9's getting ready to cross up the 33. Those of us that use this, we could care less about simple and exponential moving averages. Give me the log return moving average. That's what I want. Let's see, and on the 4-hour, you can see right when it went positively correlated during this expansion, Bitcoin started rising on the 4-hour. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Same thing, right? Positively correlated volatility expansion, Bitcoin goes to the top side. If this expansion happened, like right here, you see when it was negatively correlated, expanding? That was this entire down move. As soon as that volatility expansion went positively correlated, Bitcoin turned to the top side. This is what I don't know, man. You can't beat this into people's heads hard enough. They just don't understand it, which is fine, right? We'll always have a fresh group of folks on the other side of our trades. Okay. Go up here. Yeah, I'll look at the daily right before the close here. Yeah, see where the Shannon entropy percentile is contracting, negatively correlated, and on the daily, boop, 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 on daily candles, it's been rising. We all know that. I mean, doot, 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 doot. And I'll tell you what, this 636 volatility on the daily, guys. I mean, it's at a 6. So not even like 2-day, 3-day, 5-day, weekly. They're all low. The daily's low. 4-hour though, definitely expanded. Yep, not hot. 67 right now. Got a lot more room. The daily though, when this daily volatility expands, keep an eye out. Considering the Shannon entropy is contracting, negatively correlated, that means price actions are going to continue to walk up. But it also means that you're probably not going to get a lot of expansion on the volatility yet. Is when you're going to get a lot of expansion on the volatility is when the Shannon entropy percentile, right? The entropy telling you if Bitcoin's in trend or if it's random. When it starts to expand, that's when you're going to get that volatility expansion. That's when that's going to happen. So keep an eye on that. See if we're building any divs on these high time frames. I'll tell you what. I like the returns oscillator on the daily. We're getting a nice little bounce right above the zero mean here. And the log return z-score did get below this 99% confidence interval. Usually when that happens, it's going to work its way up to the higher side of those confidence intervals. Positively correlated variance. I mean, you can see we haven't had like that big explosive move, but you can guarantee on the daily, we get one of those big daily candles, this variance is going to turn up. Probably going to an outlier, just like here. Pink on pink, down. Right? Pink on pink, down. The center, pink, means an outlier. An outlier in statistics means a fat tail event in the distribution, which means a second standard deviation move or better. The outside is blue, telling you it's positively correlated. So when that happens, what happens to price action? Whoop, to the top side. Just like when it happens and it's negatively correlated by the outside lines being pink, down move. Down move, right? All right. Let's see here. Is what I really like. There's no bull div, no hidden bull div. And here, if you remember last week at the end, I was talking about this hidden bear here, right? High, higher high, lower high. But I said is what would be good for Bitcoin while this returns oscillator is playing out that div. If Bitcoin doesn't drop a lot, just goes sideways. And that's exactly what happens. And that's powerful because the Bitcoin bounces from here, or if the returns oscillator bounces above the zero mean, continues up to the top side, that's going to be really good for Bitcoin price action. Considering too on the daily, we're up above this Gaussian mean, right? We're up above this Gaussian mean. You can see we opened up this new daily candle above it. This tells me a lot what the bulls and the bears are thinking. So we immediately got that pullback. The bull said no thanks. Boop, pulled right back up above the Gaussian mean, and now we're here. All right, 38.7. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed. So yeah, I'm not seeing any bear divergence at all between log returns and price action. And as an alpha trader, that's all we give a shit about. And the alpha price percentile still very low indeed. And so is the grade, right? So is alpha volatility grade. Boy, I mean, I'm telling you. I don't like to talk about my bias, and I'm not even actively trading right now. But yeah, just by what you hear me saying, you probably know what my bias is. Everything just looks like it's ready. What's a 2-day look like? And when did we get a new 2-day? Man, I've been out of the loop. 31st. Okay, get a new 2-day tomorrow, which is all good. New 2-day tomorrow. Now there is hidden bear building on the 2-day, but when I see an outlier happening on the log return Z score, the same thing's probably going to happen what happened on the daily. That hidden bear is probably not going to, is how it's going to play out is Bitcoin price action going sideways. That's just my opinion, not financial advice. In these high time frames, all the bull div on Fisher, bull div on the DLP, bull div on the log return Z score, and now we're having an outlier. Usually when that happens, you're going to go up into these confidence intervals. Not quite there yet. That could be good. That could take Bitcoin to probably this first standard deviation. Ooh, there's that 45 number. What is this 9 length? 44, 43,839. When do we get a 3-day candle? Wednesday. Okay. And just like the 2-day, there is some hidden bear building, but literally only on returns oscillator. There is nothing on right? The log return Z score down here in these freaking lower confidence intervals, just like it was back here. Kind of went sideways for a while, but then boom, pumped right out of it. Had an outlier on the 3-day to the top side. And that's the thing. When you use these types of indicators and you start having outliers on variance and log return Z score, guys, God, man, why do people make it so hard on themselves? Right? If you're not around the computer a lot, you want to get in some trades, when you see outliers happening on high time frames, I would be getting in the trade if that's how I trade it. But when I actively trade, I'm trading low time frame volatility, taking my profit, right? Just trying to squeeze every bit of juice out of that grape. That's how I trade. Let's see. And we are 3-day Shannon entropy percentile expanding, significantly positively correlated. We did just get the new weekly. So first, let me get on the index so I can get some good history. Let me go back to that 3-day again. Just saw that. Yeah, that's good right there. That's real good. That's the 144 length variance log moving average. Bitcoin, did we dump below it? Yeah, but those bulls are like, no, no, no. We're part of the 144, baby. We're here to save the world. Good shit. Like it. And I skipped. Let me go to the 5-day real quick. And I was talking about this. I was talking about this 5-day log return Z-score breaking to the upside of this MA. It's doing it. When did we get a new 5-day? Yeah, Friday. Okay, no problemo. The same thing. You've got a little hidden bear building. Just building on all these high time frames. It's just building, right? We could have a $10,000 day. That hidden bear just got its ass blown out of the water. The bears are crying. They're running around. They're stepping in their own honey. So, yeah, not going to be good for them. Bitcoin could possibly be getting ready to boom, boom, take a ride. We'll have to see. We will have to see. Considering that 5-day log return Z score is pretty much bouncing off the 90% confidence interval. I like seeing that. I would feel a lot more confident if it was down into, right? Get real down and dirty into the 95 and 99%. But hey, that's still good. It is bouncing down here. And let's see if if we can get this log return Z score firmly above that moving average, that will look pretty damn good. When you get that log return Z score busting up above. This was kind of a rocky ride, and this was the last part. Boom! As soon as it busted up to the top side, had that outlier, we had that big move to new all-time highs. So this is what you're looking for on this. If on this 5-day, this log return Z score busts up to the top side, and we start to get an outlier, be prepared. Be prepared for Bitcoin to go to a new all-time high. It would not shock me at all to see Bitcoin $80,000, $90,000. Now to the weekly. Just got our new weekly. And just like on that 2-day or 3-day I was looking at, this is the 54 length variance log moving average. We are above it by literally about $50 right now. So that's good. Started out the new day, right? Started out the new day a little bit below that 54, which makes sense. It rejected down, but now the bulls towards the end of the day today is trying to push this weekly candle up above that 54, which is good because then it might make a run back up to the 33. That's at 46,459. The 9 length is up about 49K. Beautiful. And just like the 5-day, the 3-day, the 2-day, there is some hidden bear being built. But this log return Z score, right on the weekly, it's heading back up. The variance, I do look, you've got these two lengths of fissures. One's bouncing off the 3rd standard deviation. That's the 9 length. The 3 length is bouncing off the 2nd standard deviation. And this even tells me, like, okay, so what is variance? Variance is a spread of data around the mean. Is what I'm seeing on all these other indicators is, especially since the Shannon entropy percentile right here went positively correlated, right? And we're coming out of this hole. The weekly is going to probably make a run to this Gaussian mean up here at 40,326. That'll be an important number right there. If this weekly candle can close above that 40.3 area, that is good for Bitcoin. real good for it to make a move up into the higher numbers. Negatively correlated volatility on the weekly, contracting. That's good for a walkout. Shannon entropy percentiles already telling us price action is moving to the top side. The Fishers are telling us that. The returns oscillator is telling us that, and the log return z-score is telling us that. Good stuff. Bitcoin's, I mean, finally looking better anyway, right? But let's be honest, I mean, guys, let's keep this in perspective, for crying out loud. Let's keep this in perspective. Here's the weekly. There is the weekly freaking chart on Bitcoin, the most volatile asset known to man since the beginning. What in the hell looks bearish there? This thing has been a bull since day one, and people just talk shit about it. You know why? You know why most of these people talk shit about it? Because they didn't get in back here. 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 They're still talking shit about it. It's hilarious. Really is. It is a riot. You throw it on a monthly, Earth to dummies. Come in, dummies. Bull. Hey, let's take some profit. People are like, oh, bear winner. We're all fucked. That's profit taking, man. Pump it. Hey, let's take some profit. Because we know the retail traders aren't gonna. Let's use them as liquidity. Woohoo! Pump. Let's take some profit. Pump. Let's take some profit. Pump. Profit. Pump. Profit. It's pretty easy, man. It's pretty easy. Zoom out. Bitcoin is a bull. Bitcoin, in my opinion, is always going to be a bull. Jesus. It's a no-brainer. Said you got people talking mad shit. Let's see here. And of course, you know, I mean, guys, we had bear div on the monthly. On the monthly, on every damn thing. Z-score, log returns, returns oscillator, Fisher, DLP, right? What's that telling you? There's an imbalance in the buy and sell pressure. That's why the bears are it's just profit taking, man. It's just profit taking. On a higher level, the bulls and the bears are the same damn people. The algos are the ones that are moving the markets, and the algos are being programmed with exactly what you're looking at here on these charts. All right. That half hour turned into 45 minutes real fast. You know what we're going to do? Okay. Let's intraday really quick. Let's check out the 90-minute. Yeah, probably we're going to see that pullback. Now remember, that new daily range is below us. To be honest, this daily range isn't going to change much, except it's going to get wider. But in my opinion, the top side probably going to be around 38, right around here, maybe even higher. Top side might be up here, 38.2 area. This might be the new daily range from the today's daily range up to the 68.3. This could just spread out because we did have a trending day. Usually after a trending day, you're going to have a ranging day because your price action volatility range is going to spread out, which tells you you're going to range. So what would be real interesting is that the bears are these bulls serious and they run this thing back down to like 37.2, freaking everybody out. Oh, it's a fake pump. And then bounce from there. Go to the top side. But yeah, on the 90-minute, especially because this entropy percentile is expanding, heading into negative correlation, keep an eye on this historical volatility z-score. If we start to move down, and on the 90-minute, you see the z-score start heading back up towards these confidence intervals, and it's negatively correlated. If you see volatility expand, negatively correlated. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. The reason why this price action is up here fluttering around on top of this Gaussian mean and walking up a bit, because the last two candles are flat, negatively correlated. Contraction from that candle, negatively correlated. Price action is not going to dump when you see that. If anything, it's going to walk up. You can see, look at the bull wicks. All right, look at the bull wicks. Right now, we're having a bit of a bear wick on this last 90-minute candle. Shannon Entropy's telling it big time. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. We're getting ready, right? Are we in the? Hold on here. Yeah, we are on the last 90-minute candle of the day. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we get this move down to like $1,000. You're going to see this last 90-minute candle expand, negatively correlated. Probably price action is going to come down. You'll see variance turn to the top side, negatively correlated for a little while. All right, let's see here. Okay, now let's go into the VRE and let's pull up first SPY. I don't even need to correlate these things. I know they're correlated. Oh, look at SPY. Remember I talked about this. I was like, on Friday, I said, hey, SPY's going to have continuation. Go back to the stream. I was like, it ended on a great day Friday. Now look at it. What did it do? What did it do? You can see pre-market, right? Dumped right to the downside of the 68.3 Laplace distribution range, which in my opinion was close enough for a test of the top side of the new weekly range, which is right here at 438. Bounced from there. Got a little stutter step here on the daily R1. That's that red line. And the first standard deviation, normal distribution. Got up above it, bounced from it. Boom, found support on it again. Now look where it's at. That is the weekly R1 on SPY. Go SPY. All right. Got, what was the high today? 450? Yeah. Nice. Nice SPY. Got back up to 450. Are we going to see some continuation for SPY? In my opinion, that weekly range has been tested. Plenty close enough for traditional markets. We're talking 439. Yeah, man, not even a dollar. Not even a dollar. Plenty close. Plenty close. So that's looking good. I bet NASDAQ's going to look something similar. Yep. Pretty much. Pretty much. NASDAQ right here, right? Because NASDAQ feed the E-minis, they opened yesterday when CMEs did, right? Tested the top of the weekly right there immediately. Boop! First 4 15-minute candles. Found a little bit of stagnation around the top side of the 68.3 and this monthly S1, or is that the S2? That is the monthly S2, I believe. Give me a second. Or holy crap, S3, my bad. Yeah, that's literally the monthly S3. So that's support that turned into a lot of resistance. And for SPY to get by that, pretty good. Pretty good. Flew by the first standard deviation normal distribution today. Came back down, tested it on a couple 15-minute candles, rushed right up to the weekly R1, rejected, bounced off that new 4-hour 68.3 Laplace distribution range. And I'm sure if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, you're probably going, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And how does he know what all these lines mean? Yes, I'm a legend in my own mind. Trust me, you stare at this chart for a while, you know what everything is. And then we had a run up. What's this blue cross line? That is the second standard deviation normal distribution. This white cross line here, 95.4 Laplace distribution range. Look what happened. We bounced right off the top side of the daily R1, right? And the 95.4 Laplace. These last 3 15-minute candles on NASDAQ, we're just going sideways, hanging out in between these two distribution levels. They're both 95.4%. Just one's Laplace distribution, one's normal distribution, right? Laplace distribution doesn't have standard deviation levels. It has percentage levels. Beautiful. Tell you what, traditional markets look good, man. So what's that telling me about Bitcoin? Because they're correlated. Could be party time. Could be party time. There was a lot of profit taken, right? What do? They, capital T, capital H, capital E, capital Y, they pump fucking fear into the market. They scare the shit out of everybody. Retailers sell off, and then they get screwed. That happens all the time, man. There's a ton of people that sold. Now they're going, wow, YouTube Jimmy or my financial Jimmy advisor told me that I did. Oh, shit's hitting the fan. Now they're just sitting there. Getting, wow, it's crazy, 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 crazy. Not part of that madness. Never have been. Never have been. When I started trading, I was like, yeah, I think I want to learn how to read the charts myself. I don't trust anybody. Not with my money anyway. Oh, I got a lot of catching up to do. Crazy NFT land, man. Got all kinds of madness going on. Woo! Go, baby. Let me see something real quick. Okay, it's all fine. Woo! Go leaf. Bump it, bitch. Let's see here. Let me flip this on the SPY. Let's just take a peek at the volatility real quick. See what happened on the new daily here. Now, I've talked about this before. When you've got entropy falling out of trend, going back into randomness, and at the same time, that correlation that was building to the downside starts decreasing, price action is going to walk up. All right, price action is going to walk up. And look right when it started walking up, right at the end of the week, right? That entropy percentile right there was contracting, negatively correlated, right at the end of the week when it had that good pump on Friday. And then coming into the new week, the correlation breaks positive and you get expansion. Volatility or historical volatility z-score moving to the top side, significantly positively correlated. Do I think that traditional markets are going to have some continuation to the top side? From what I'm seeing on the charts, the log return z-score, right? The Fishers, the DLP, with all that nasty bull div right there. Lots of nasty bull div. From these can't boom, all lower lows, higher lows. Yes, this is definitely going to have some continuation. So where's that going to continue to, Bilbo, since you think you know everything about this damn market? Well, I don't know. Let's go over here. SPY on the daily. New weekly. Woo! Hello. Should have looked at this first, ladies and gentlemen. First day of the week from SPY. SPY's like, yeah, fuck it. Let's do a 1SD move on the weekly. That's exactly what happened. 450 was the first standard deviation on the weekly. So if we have continuation, where do I think SPY is going to move to? First, this is what you need to look to first. Here is the 95.4 Laplace distribution to the downside. There's the second standard deviation normal distribution to the downside. There's literally about a $7 spread. Look at the top side. There's a 27-cent spread between the 95.4 Laplace and the second standard deviation. So when there's continuation, where do I think SPY's going to by the end of this week? 460 range. 459, 460. From what I'm seeing on those charts, SPY's going to be back at about 460. What's going on with the VIX? VIX dropping, yeah. Dropped 2.83% today. Down 10 points. Yeah. Interesting. Now, NASDAQ. Mini, the E-minis, baby. Oof. Boom. 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 The same bull div on the DLP, powerful indicator for divergence. If you didn't know, now you know. If you didn't know, now you know. Biggie. Let's see. And we're expanding. Shannon entropy expanding, significantly positively correlated. Entropy, decreasing correlation to the downside while entropy goes from trend back into randomness. Yep, expansion, positively correlated. Volatility. All you traditional technical analysis traders out there, I don't know what to tell you, man. I know what you're looking at. Don't think I don't know your shit you're using. I do, and I know it well. You know what else I know about it? It's hogwash. You're in a cult, man. You've been programmed. Oh boy. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I don't want to get too ranty at the end of the stream. Okay, so yeah, that looks good on the daily. So then now what do we do? Now we're going to check out the E-minis. And obviously right off the bat, NASDAQ is moving a little quicker than SPY. Let me move this bad boy right here. 138, Jimmy. Yep, because that's a nice butterfly doji. Okay. Nice. So let's look. You can see right here last week, right? Last week on the NASDAQ minis, what did it do? It did a 2SD move on the weekly. But by the end of that week, last week, what did it do? Whoop! Pulled right back on the top side of the 68.3 from this projection back here, right? Yep. And now it immediately opened up, did a 68.3 Laplace distribution move. Now it's above the first standard deviation normal distribution. The 95.4 Laplace and second standard deviation normal distribution aren't as close as they are on SPY. They're actually, but they are tighter than to the downside. So what do I think NASDAQ's going to do? Probably 95.4 Laplace, maybe a 2SD, maybe a 2SD move, right? Talking about right here, 15,167, 15,236, right in that area somewhere. That's the low and the high of where I think. Hell, it could end up right in here somewhere on the weekly. So from what I'm seeing on the daily charts on the NASDAQ E-mini futures and SPY is a 2SD move this week. Let's see what happens. Let's see if Bilbo goes down in the Hall of Fame from being able to read volatility, probability, and statistics. Let's go. LFG, all capitals, my friends. And all that being said, that was the fastest damn hour I've had in a while. Hope everybody enjoyed it. I'm jacked up once again on Virgil's root beer. Yes. Holy shit, I don't drink soda very often. That shit's got me fried. Woo! On top of the coffee. So if you're watching this on YouTube for the first time, I'm sure you got a kick out of it because I am I'm a unique individual, my friends tell me. But we are alpha trading. And we trade volatility, probability, and statistics. And we'd love to teach people to do the same. And the link to our Discord is in the description of all of our videos. Come into the Discord. Read the welcome message. It'll tell you everything to do. Take a look in the shop channel. There's 2 different levels to our Discord that gets you access to parts of the alpha trading system. Open up a support ticket. Tell us what you're thinking. Don't just sit down there because there's nothing. Right? You're going to come into the Discord. You're not going to see a lot of channels. Trust me, there's a ton of them. Once you come into the main Discord, there is so much information for you to read and soak in. We usually don't hear from people for a while. They're just amazed at all the information we've compiled about this stuff. And you're not going to find a lot of this out there. There's nobody talking about this stuff, right? There's one other group that are, but their customer service and the way they teach is, woohoo, let's just say really poor, right? We're a great group of people here and we love to help people, so come check us out. And hey, all you guys that are watching live in the Discord, that's another benefit of being in the Discord. You get to watch these live streams as they're happening. We appreciate you. We love you guys. And wherever you're at in this beautiful world, have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. I will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. See you guys.